Good day and welcome to April. This is GardenStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this bright and sunny, beautiful Monday, April 2nd, 2012, and this is the daily video forecast discussion. And we'll go ahead and start things out bright and early on this Monday morning with high pressure building in across the Great Lakes. A very strong cold front actually came through here last night. And there was a considerable amount of rain across central New Jersey, all right around Route 80 and north of that into New York City. Some areas getting up to 3/4 to an inch of rain from the cold front and low that moved off the coast. Now that is dry and sinking air on the water vapor imagery this morning. The blacks and reds here indicated some mid and upper level very, very chilly dry air. And that chilly, dry air is being brought about by northwesterly winds at 10 to 20 miles an hour. Some stations reporting higher gusts this morning, and they're settling down a little bit, but they're still quite gusty here. Here's the wind gust here in the 20s and even around 30 south of Philadelphia near the border there of Pennsylvania and New Jersey on the Delaware. And wind gusts are still at 15 to 20, 25, 30 miles an hour at times, and those winds will begin to subside as high pressure begins to build in across the region. And current temperatures this morning from New Jersey's Weather Climate Network at Rutgers University. Temperatures in the 30s, upper 30s to just about most places are now in the mid to the upper 40s across the New York City metropolitan area, all of northern central New Jersey, and pretty uniform all the way down through the northern mid-Atlantic. Taking a look at the radar composite, we have no precipitation, actually clear skies. And these are the temperatures again, and we just looked at that. And we wanted to look at the dew points. They're quite dry too. Dew point temperatures are in the upper 20s to around 30 degrees. One interesting note here on the visible satellite imagery this morning at around 10 o'clock or so, you could see the cold air cumulus clouds that are butting up against the ridges here of the mountains across the Poconos down through southeastern Pennsylvania, with a lot of clearing going on through New Jersey and into New York. And this cloud configuration is indicative of some cold air dropping into the flow and butting up the low-level flow up against the ridges in the mountains, and that's why you're seeing this kind of stratiform kind of ripple effect to the cumulus cloud formation here. Watches, warnings, and advisories, we've got a slew of them right along the coast. We've got gale warnings until 4 and 5 o'clock tonight for north winds. Choppy seas right along anywhere from the south shore and east ends of Long Island and the north shore of Long Island too into southwestern Connecticut and all down through the Delmarva and into the inner bays of the Delaware waters there. This afternoon and tonight for some very choppy seas and strong north winds at 15 to 20 knots, gust up to 35 knots, and wave heights building several feet. Interior locations, we've got frost advisories for a good chunk of central New Jersey from just south of 80. Even along 80 here, we've got freeze warnings actually through a good portion of Morris County and also portions of Warren County and parts of southern Sussex County as well until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. This is mainly for overnight tonight where any kind of vegetation is going to freeze down to around 30. We've had some freezing temperatures before dawn this morning, and that's why the freeze warnings are in effect, and they're also extending into just around Allentown and south towards Reading, Pennsylvania. Interior locations all the way down from Newark, Delaware, Wilmington, outside of Philadelphia proper, Norristown, Trenton, all these places, Manchester Township, Cherry Hill, Gloucester Township, Egg Harbor, all these areas are in a frost advisory for tonight right through tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Today we'll start out with the GFS model from Golden Gate Weather Services. And this is the GFS surface and thickness, pressure and precipitation through the next 84 hours or so. Start things out with some chilly air across the northern United States, basically high pressure building in across the Great Lakes with a downslope north to northwest flow of air. Some gusty winds. We've already talked about the watches and warnings. A chilly night tonight into tomorrow morning with generally fair weather, clear skies overnight tonight and sunshine tomorrow. We've got an upper level disturbance and another upper level cutoff low and surface reflection developing here across the southern plains and the northern Arklatex area, and that's going to be building up toward the Great Lakes region again and the Ohio Valley as we get into the day on Thursday, with high pressure basically in control right through the period along the eastern United States. And as that warm front slides to the north or just gets close to the area, high pressure will try to build in, keeping another area as a cold front's going to pass through Wednesday night or Thursday morning, very dry basically. And then the surface low pressure will move off the coast. High pressure continues to build in. As we get through the day on Sunday, another very strong area, another upper low across Hudson's Bay, Canada, will drag a weak cold front through the area. So it's going to be a relatively pleasant week, with the exception of perhaps next weekend as the cold front slides through. An area of low pressure gets hung up here along the Arklatex area. And then as we get through early next week, we find low pressure developing across this area here and moving up towards the mid-Atlantic states. Surface maps now going into this afternoon. And late this morning, strong high pressure from Hudson's Bay, Canada, all the way down through the eastern slopes of the eastern United States into the Carolinas. This cold front now sagging further south and east as we go, and that will be the boundary area that will probably remain semi-stationary over the next couple of days. As we get through the area during tonight and tomorrow morning, again, high pressure in control, clear skies, very chilly air, surface high pressure building across Pennsylvania tomorrow morning. Here's our next storm system now across basically the Arklatex and Texas area. And that is also indicative of a strong storm system off the south of the Aleutian Islands, going to build down through offshore waters of the Pacific. Meanwhile, this system here comes a warm front. Now trying to make its way towards the area with moderating temperatures as the surface high builds off the eastern United States coast, and that's going to be for Tuesday night and Wednesday. But before that happens, this next area of low pressure, this weak cold frontal boundary, will cross the area, as I mentioned. That will be during the early morning hours on Wednesday into Wednesday afternoon. Pretty much coming through dry, very little, if any, precipitation associated with that. The front settles back to the south, and on Thursday morning, high pressure and breezy conditions give way out over the Canadian Maritimes to strong high pressure building once again down from southeastern Canada, south of Hudson's Bay, all across the eastern United States. So generally fair weather, very dry weather, a light northerly flow on Friday, sunny skies, clear nights, and high pressure in control all through the eastern United States right through early next weekend. And that would be good because this weekend coming up actually is Easter, and it looks like Easter is going to be a very pleasant day here across the mid-Atlantic states. So again, it's back to seasonal temperatures for the first part of April. Strong high pressure in control of our weather for the next several days right in through the weekend, and that means moderating temperatures by next weekend. A weak cold front, little slightly chillier air on Thursday. Other than that, generally fair weather right through this week and into next weekend. Be mindful of the frost and freeze warnings tonight and tomorrow morning over interior sections of northern New Jersey and the Poconos in northwestern Pennsylvania as a result of clear skies and light winds. And I'll be back bright and early again on Tuesday. For your latest weather, GardenStateWeather.com 24/7. New Jersey and the northern mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You have a pleasant Monday.